Welcome to the Healing Waves Reiki podcast. I'm your host, Kathy Scarpito, Reiki Master Teacher, spiritual mentor, intuitive, and physical therapist. This is a grounded, heart-centered space where we explore Reiki, energy, and the science and spirit of healing. How Reiki supports the body, deepens intuition, regulates the nervous system, and helps transform the experience of healing. Where Reiki meets science, intuition meets practice, and healing becomes more human. If you're curious about Reiki, drawn to deeper healing, or seeking a more connective and intuitive way to care for yourself or others, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Welcome back to the Healing Ways Reiki podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're going to talk about something that affects every single person listening: stress, the nervous system, and pain. Not just emotional stress, not just physical pain, but the deeper relationship between the body's survival system and the way we experience healing. Because so often people feel frustrated when pain doesn't go away quickly. They think, what's wrong with me? Why is my body holding on to this? Why can't I relax? But what if the body isn't broken? What if the nervous system is simply trying to protect you? As a physical therapist and Reiki master, I've seen something over and over again. People don't heal well when their nervous system feels unsafe. You can stretch muscles, strengthen muscles, improve mobility, take medication, do all the right things. But if the body is still stuck in survival mode, healing becomes much harder. So let's talk about the autonomic nervous system. This is the system in the body that works automatically behind the scenes. You don't have to think about your heartbeat, your breathing, digestion, blood pressure. The autonomic nervous system regulates all of that. And it has two major branches: the sympathetic nervous system, often called the fight or flight, and the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest, relax, repair, digest, and heal system. When the body perceives stress or danger, the sympathetic system activates. Heart rate increases, muscles tighten, stress hormones rise, breathing becomes shallow. The body prepares to survive. And this system is brilliant. It's designed to protect us. The problem is, many people are living in this state chronically. Constant stimulation, constant pressure, constant vigilance. The nervous system never fully powers down. And this directly affects pain, because pain is not only about tissue damage. Pain is also influenced by the nervous system. When the body is stressed, the nervous system becomes more sensitive. The alarm system gets louder. Small sensations can begin to feel amplified. Muscles stay guarded. Inflammation can increase. Sleep becomes disrupted. Healing slows. The body begins living in protection mode instead of restoration mode. This doesn't mean the pain is all in your head. Pain is real. But modern neuroscience now understands that pain is influenced by many factors: physical, emotional, neurological, environmental. The brain and nervous system are constantly interpreting signals and deciding, am I safe right now? I think so many people are exhausted because their nervous systems have been carrying too much for too long. Not just physical injury, but emotional stress, grief, fear, overwhelm, pressure to keep functioning no matter what. The body remembers stress. Sometimes pain is not just the body asking for treatment. Sometimes it's the body asking for safety. And this is where healing practices become so important. Breathing, meditation, stillness, prayer, nature, gentle touch, Reiki, mindfulness. These practices help shift the nervous system towards parasympathetic activation, toward regulation, toward safety, toward repair. One of the reasons Reiki can feel so powerful for people is because many finally experience a moment where the body lets go. The shoulders soften, breathing deepens, the nervous system quiets. Not because someone is forcing healing, but because the body finally feels safe enough to receive it. So right now, I want to invite you into something simple. Place one hand on your heart and the other hand on your stomach. Take one slow breath in and slowly exhale. Take a deep breath in and let it all go. And notice your shoulders. Notice your jaw. Notice if your body has been bracing. And gently ask yourself, what would safety feel like in my body right now? Now, of course, nervous system regulation is not a replacement for medical care. Pain should always be evaluated appropriately. But understanding the nervous system gives us a more compassionate view of healing. It reminds us that the body is intelligent, protective, adaptive, and constantly responding to the environment around it. As we close today, I want to leave you with one important thought. Your body is not your enemy. Pain is not always a sign that something is wrong or damaged. Often, pain is the body's way of communicating that it does not feel safe. When the nervous system spends too much time in a state of stress, vigilance, or protection, the body can become stuck in patterns of tension, discomfort, fatigue, and overwhelm. The good news is that the nervous system can change. It can learn. It can adapt. And every time you create a moment of calm, every time you slow your breath, every time you bring awareness to your body without judgment, you are sending a message of safety to your system. As a physical therapist and Reiki practitioner, I've witnessed again and again that healing often begins when we stop fighting the body and start listening to it. Understanding the nervous system is important, but healing isn't only about information. It's also about experience. That's why I've created a companion bonus meditation called Creating Safety Within. In that meditation, I'll guide you through a gentle practice designed to help calm the nervous system, release tension, and reconnect with a sense of safety within yourself. So if you'd like to experience what we've discussed today, I invite you to listen to that meditation next. Thank you for joining me on the Healing Waves Reiki podcast. And until next time, take a breath, come back to the present moment, and trust that healing often begins in safety. Thank you for listening to the Healing Waves Reiki podcast. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who may need it. Subscribe and leave a review so more people can find this work. Until next time, stay grounded, stay open, and keep healing. This podcast is intended for informational, educational, and inspirational purposes only. The content shared on this podcast is not medical, psychological, legal, or professional advice, and is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any condition. Always seek the guidance of a qualified healthcare provider, mental health professional, or other licensed professional regarding your specific needs. The views expressed by guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of the host. Listener discretion and personal responsibility are advised.